Welcome back to PB&J Farms. Hey, what we've got going on today is a little pond management. Okay, all these stock ponds are built around farms. Okay, there's programs for it. We're the guy who owned this place before. He paid 40%. I think the government paid 60%. I think that was the grant back in those days for doing these ponds for animals to drink. Okay. And then this pond is also spring fed. Okay, so it fills up. It stays pretty high. All right. Right now it's down a little bit, but we get a little bit of rain, it is going to fill right back up. But you don't want the animals just mucking up. You definitely don't want them on the pond dam, and you don't want them mucking up the side and using their drinking water as a toilet. So you control the amount of area they could go into the pond. You just give them a little area where they can go in and drink. But that area would get totally muddy. They would just puck it up. You know, their hooves go right down into the mud, and it just turns into a mess. So last time they were over here on this side of the pond, let me flip this around. Can I do that? Okay, so on this side of the pond, they were drinking off of IBC tote. So I was toting water over here up on the hillside up here. In those woods is a good sized hill, and I would take an IBC tote up there and then run a hose down and fill their water trough. Okay, but they drank 200 gallons a day. Okay, and then now they might drink more than that, so I'd have to fill that thing up twice. Okay, if you have a 50 horse tractor, I can carry 2,300 pounds. Okay, now I put my forks on there. Okay, that comes off that 2,300 pounds. You do not want to carry 2,000 pounds of water on uneven ground with a tractor. It's uncool. I mean, unfreaking cool. I got to a hill, and I mean, I had to like line up on the hill. I backed down the hill with the tote barely. I mean, it could take me a freaking. It's squirrely. It's not cool. So what I've got is, you can see that Komatsu over there. Okay, you can do this with a skid steer. You can do it with an excavator like that. Whatever you got, access to. All right. You put down number 1 riprap. That's 6 to 12 inch riprap. You put down a couple feet of that. Then a number 23 stone. That's like the next size up from 57 stone. They're like 1.5, 2 inch rock. Then you seal that, the bigger rock underneath, the riprap underneath, with that, and you make a ramp down into that pond. Okay, the last time I walked one of these ramps that was put in out at Green Pastures, it was like walking down concrete. All right, so you have this hardened ramp going right into the water. Then you put your electric wire going across that gives them enough access where they can get a good drink of water. But I'm also going to take out these trees so that there's no shade on it. All right. That way the cows just come in, they get their drink. They don't meander around here and hang out in the shade. No, they're going to, when it's hot, they'll come down here, get a drink, eat some grass. Then they're going to go right back over there to the other side of the pasture where all the shade is. Okay, so they're not hanging out in the pond. Okay, that's that, going back to that, keeping them out of so their drinking water isn't their toilet. You got to minimize that as much as possible, or you'll end up heading to the vet, getting a shot for them, and then now you got to, get them into the chute or shoot them, or Buy another freaking $700 gun, shoot them with the shots. You know, I mean, it's just a, you know, what a pain in the ass. So you can't clean water, deep grass. You have healthy animals. Move them off their manure. Have healthy animals. Do less doctrine. Just keep them healthy, you know. Which reminds me, as I'm moving the animals today, I've got to fill up their mineral feeder bins. So this is the cool thing though. Stone's expensive. Okay, it was either that or put a pumping system in here. Okay, I could get a pumping system, solar, but then I have another maintenance item on the farm to deal with. It would be really cool to just have pressurized water around this area like I do on the rest of the place. But, you know, the solar system itself with the pump and all, I get that about $2,500. Now I get the pipe and all the pipe and stuff. Let's just say call that another 25. There's $5,000. And now I have something that's a maintenance item. Okay, it's super convenient, super awesome. But I have to install it, then install the water points around this area. You know, then rent a trencher. Okay, trench all my pipe in, all that. Okay, you're looking at 6, 7, maybe $7,000 by the time I'm all done. You know, it could be about that much. A lot of that cost is shipping that pipe. I'd want to use, like, let's say I got 1.5 inch pipe now. Okay, now I ship it. That's the cost. And if I go buy it local, they have to ship it in, and it costs a freaking fortune. Okay, so all the infrastructure, I mean, if I have a point here and then I can just section this off and they can just walk back, they're really not going to walk any more than, I don't know, say 500 feet. Okay, so they'll be eating down here. They can drink out of over the little hill right here. They could go down there, and I have a gate down there and a fence and whatnot. I can open up that gate to a water point in the creek. They could drink out of the creek. Then they could come over the hill, get up in this area, boom, they've got this pond. Then when I open up this next section, I just keep the pond open and don't back fence it, and they just walk back, get their drink, and eat that grass. So it's always something, you know. So what's the solution with the least amount of maintenance down the road, the least amount of mechanical failure points? That's putting in a couple of ramps, keeping this water clean by me managing how much. I mean, if the cows can just go wade out there, you know, belly deep, they just make a mess of the whole freaking pond. You know, I mean, I see it. I drive down the road and there's cows up in the ponds and there's cows in the, you know, I mean, I know what all the good old boys around here do, you know, and they've been doing it for years and they're good at it, you know, and they probably got a lot less anxiety about things. You know, there's something to be said for simplicity. But those guys are also good at doctoring these things. And a vial of LA 200, if that's the stuff you would use, I don't even really know. Well, you know, I have to like phone a friend, like, hey, check this out, look at this video, what do I need? You know, they, oh, hey, give him a shot of this, or, you know, oh, give him a, you know, give him a shot of this. That cow's 1,000 freaking pounds, man. I had a freaking 200-pound calf whoop my tail when I tried to just give it some I don't know, like with probios, you know, it just needed a little pick-me-up. So I hit it with a little probios. It's a drench. You just give them a tube shot in the mouth with it. Yeah, we'll go wrestle that thing. Okay, I'm 200 pounds. Maybe about 215 right now. That cow is 200 pounds. That little calf is 200 pounds. That calf drugged me, liked to drug me. Okay, I was able to stay on my feet, but I'm not out here with a horse. When somebody lassos a cow and they got a horse, yeah, the horse, yeah, man, that horse holds the cow right there. Boom, you get off, boom, boom, boom. Put it on the ground. When you're rolling with side by sides and you're not feeding horses, that's a little different deal. You go lasso a cow, put that rope around your waist, and you're going skiing. You're going to be skiing and right across that. She's going to pull you right across that pasture. I can assure you. It is funny. Because you startle them when you hit them with that rope, man. And then they're going. So you better be ready. And then the mamas come up. See what the hell you're doing. It ain't cool. That doctoring cows that shit's for the birds, man. That's for the birds. So what you want to do is just keep them healthy off the get-go with clean water, good forage. You know, the best I can get it. You know, it's going to take a little while to get this stuff up to snuff, but check out what we got going on here. That's pretty deep. They were here about 4 weeks ago or so. Okay, they ate this stuff down 4 weeks ago over on this side. Now they're eating the other side of the farm. I'm about ready to put them on. If I have this place in 4 quadrants right now, they're going from one quadrant today to the other quadrant. Just now, as soon as I get done with this video, I'm gonna go move them, and they'll be eating a different section. You know, it's wild, guys. It's cool to see it all come together, but man, let me tell you, it's some work. It's work. Figure out somebody to buy a half or a whole beef from. The grocery store is going to be, ain't going to be the answer. At least not for us. All right, guys, I love you.